All right, ready?
Yeah.
Can you give me a Freddie Benson countdown real quick?
How does he do it again?
He just counts down.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Just counts down.
I didn't know if there was something special behind it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Hyder's going to do an intro because last week he said that he was going to do next week's intro, and that's this episode. So, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hyder, and I'm sitting here with Noah. You just fucking wave to the camera. Welcome back to episode 18 of the Playback Podcast, where we're going to talk about some non-spoiler and spoiler review for The Flash, quick Craven trailer, and then some set photos and a teaser from Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I'm also going to try not to kiss Noah.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
That was fine. I'm going to do mine, though, real quick, just to, like, keep synergy.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name is Noah. That's Hyder, and we love movies. If you love movies, too, go ahead and join the conversation and follow us here on YouTube as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We have a lot to talk about today. Over the weekend, we watched The Flash. We're going to give you our review on that and then talk some spoilers, more in-depth stuff later in the show. But before all that, we're going to hop into some movie news. Hyder, how are you doing?
Not good, but we're here.
I hear it. Let's take a few minutes to talk about your problems real quick. Actually, let's just get right into
having
it.
Card troubles.
Yeah.
Trying not to pay a lot of money right now.
Oh yeah, I feel it, bud. It's hot. It is hot in here.
Yeah, driving with no AC. I haven't not done that shit in a long time.
Yeah, I used to do that, and I think right now I'm still doing it. I have to recharge my what's it called, the refrigerant.
Just gotta refill it.
Yeah, I just gotta refill it. I'm pretty sure. Let's hope there's not like a leak or something, because that's what happened last time.
That's legit what I'm like trying to avoid now. Something that's a bigger issue.
Hey, I gotta go on a cleanse, dog.
From what?
From energy drinks. Like it's.
Are
bad.
you fucking shaking or something?
No. I'm not shaking today. Not today. No, not today. But I realized that like I've essentially replaced water with energy drinks most of the time, and that's really bad. I do drink water every day, but just I drink more energy drinks, so like it kind of just cancels each other out, and that's really bad because I had a C4 today. Yeah, and you know how I get with C4s.
Start itching.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where I'm looking for something new every time I go to the gas station.
I'm not.
So that's bad. That's really bad.
Coconut Red Bull. I
got this peach one because that's Mariana's favorite apparently.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yeah. So, you're doing good though.
Yeah, I guess I'm not dead. What about you?
I'm fine. Yeah. Hey, thanks for asking. That was really nice of you. Yeah. It's all right. It'll get better, kind of. Probably. All right. So you want to talk about some movie news, or do you want to keep talking about?
I actually want to talk about Craven first. I don't know if that's what you were planning to talk about first.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's talk about Craven.
All right. So was it yesterday the trailer dropped?
I think earlier this morning the trailer got leaked.
Was that? Oh, it was this morning.
It was supposed to come out next week, and then it got leaked early, and then they just released it officially. So Craven the Hunter is a Spider-Man villain who's set to get his own like Venom / Morbius kind of spin-off movie. The trailer came out today, and it got leaked firsthand, like I just said. I didn't enjoy it. Did you?
I did not enjoy it. It just kind of indifferent to it.
It was completely different than what I expected, which is fine. Like, it doesn't have to be exactly what I wanted it to be. I just expected, Craven, someone named Craven, to be Russian, and he's playing it as an American, which is weird because Aaron Taylor Johnson is English.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't understand what the thought process was there. And then Russell Crowe is playing Craven Sr., his dad, and it's like, they're supposed to be Russian. Nobody has accents in this. Well, yeah. I mean, they're technically using the accent.
Doesn't Russell Crowe have an accent?
Does he?
Yeah, I think so. He has a Russian accent.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I just expected Craven, like the main character, to be a little more faithful. But they completely changed the character, I think. I mean, do you know a little bit about Craven?
Not a lot. Most of the Spider-Man stuff, I'm kind of.
He's basically just a crazy hunter who's like super set on always upping his last hunt. So like the most popular Kraven story is Kraven's Last Hunt, where like he's hunted every single like person that he's ever wanted to, except for Spider-Man, and then that whole story is basically him finally hunting down Spider-Man successfully, and like it's a really good story. I thought it was going to be something like this, like his character, at least in this. Mm-hmm. He's more of an animal rights activist, which is also pretty cool, but like, I don't know. It's completely different. It doesn't feel like Kraven to me.
One of the biggest issues I had with it was costume design. It looks really, really like plain.
Oh, it's generic as fuck.
Yeah, that's what I wrote down. I was like, this just looks like a typical like action movie.
Yeah, and like if you change the title at all, you would have no idea this was like a Spider-Man character at all.
You could have just called this The Hunter, and I wouldn't fucking know what it was about.
Yeah, if they called it The Hunter and just like, yeah, that would have been way better. You know, the fact that they're trying to like, kind of shoehorn in this character to be connected to Spider-Man, they do that with every single fucking Sony like production. They did that with Morbius a lot. I didn't like Morbius that much. It was also very generic, and I have a feeling that Kraven the Hunter is going to be generic as well.
I mean, we'll see, because I read a comment and I kind of agree with it. This could still be a really good movie with a bad trailer.
It could. I mean, like,
because nothing about it looks bad so far. Like, it's not like an outright like this is a shit movie.
I really hate the term mid, but I'm gonna use it here because that's like kind of the only thing that pops up into my head when I watch this trailer. It looks mid. It just looks fine, which is like, you have a Spider-Man character. Like, it shouldn't just be fine. And it's their rated R, their first rated R movie that they're producing too, with a Spider-Man character. Like, it should not look generic.
I wrote this down that like there was the reviews. I think we talked about it a few, like one of our first episodes. The reviews for this Kraven stuff.
The reviews
or the
I like the early leaks.
The early leaks, yeah. Of the Kraven stuff. Mm-hmm. And somebody's like, "Oh yeah, he uses a bear trap, and it looks so gory." I'm like,
yeah, okay. So I mean, to me, that didn't look like a Red Band trailer, because apparently there's supposed to be 2 trailers, and I haven't seen the Red Band trailer. And also that trailer was played at CinemaCon, and they get like early access footage, so they probably saw more than we did. So I'm gonna hold off on commenting on the action portion because it's rated R. This guy is literally, his whole character is like killing people. So I mean, I'm gonna hold off on that until I see something. What I did see was Aaron Taylor Johnson. He looks good. He looks good as Kraven. It's just, it doesn't really feel like Kraven. And then the story seems very bland.
So from what I got from the story is that his dad left his mom to die, and then during that one trip, he left Kraven to die.
Yeah, because
And now, in order to get back at his dad, he's gonna start killing everybody in their like syndicate.
Oh, and what really fucking I don't know how the comics go. What really threw me for a loop? The blood trickling into him and like giving him powers. I didn't like that.
I also don't know really much about Kraven in the comics, but I was reading comments like people who like were a little bit more known about it, I guess, and they said that's how he gets in the comics too.
He does?
I don't know if that's true or not, but like, it makes him connected to like all the animals. Yeah, which is cool, I guess.
I just feel like they're doing 2 lanes. You know what I'm saying? Because like the animal rights activist stuff, that wasn't in the comics. Like, yeah, he loves like animals. Like, you know, he's basically an animal. But he doesn't like, that's not him. So I feel like they're going one way with this character in the movie, as he's an animal rights activist and he's not really a bad guy. He's just protecting who he loves, which is the animals. But then they're like making it comic book accurate by saying, oh yeah, he also has powers because someone bled into him. You know what I'm saying?
I think doesn't it seem like they're trying to make him an anti-hero?
Oh yeah. The fucking tagline of this movie is, not all villains are born, they're made, or something like that. Not all villains are made, they're born.
Does he like fucking take over the syndicate after he kills his dad or something?
No fucking idea, but I have a feeling that they're gonna make him anti-hero. Also, one thing before we get onto the next topic, the rhino shit at the very end.
Yeah, did you see the hand?
Yeah.
That was, I mean, that could be a good thing.
It's fine. It's just like, again, 2 lanes. You know, you're going one way and then you're going the other way. In the same exact movie. It doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
They should have just went completely in one direction.
They gotta push one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, they could still. Again, this is just a minute and a half trailer.
Yeah, it's a teaser basically.
Yeah. So, fuck. They could have just been throwing the shittiest like scenes they had in the entire movie at us just for fun.
Probably, yeah. Just like a little sizzle reel.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. Zazie Beetz, who is like one of our friends' biggest crushes, is not returning for Deadpool 3. I texted David.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry. I heard the news."
Yeah, I saw the screenshot.
Yeah, and he's like, "Don't even start." Yeah, she's not returning for Deadpool 3. She played Domino. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that that's a significant thing? Do you think it really matters in the story?
Okay, so the point this way right here. If this was like 2 years ago, I would have said yes.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like a lot of people forgot.
Because there wasn't that much potential of things to move forward with now.
Yeah.
But now you can involve Deadpool in the MCU, so you don't really need to rely on characters like Domino.
Mm-hmm. She was a side character too. I mean, like, it's fine.
It was cool to see her in the movie. Also, her power was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that was a comedic relief thing. I don't think she actually did anything that like this saved Deadpool.
No.
Yeah, Cable was more important, and I think he's not coming back too, right?
They haven't announced it yet,
okay.
Which would be not weird. I think I don't know. I want him to come back because that's a huge thing. Like Deadpool gets his time travel watch from Cable, right? So
I mean, he took it at the end.
Even if he just pops in for a little bit, real quick, just to explain, like, "Hey, you stole my watch," kind of thing. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then he can go about his days with fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. That's cool. But I think he should at least be in it a little bit.
Even if it's like a flashback?
Even if it's like a flashback, yeah. Just acknowledge the fact. Because, yeah, like these are two different studios that have made Deadpool 1 and 2, and then Deadpool 3 is now at Marvel Studios. Just keep the continuity because they're calling it Deadpool 3.
They're not like
a sequel to the other two. It's not a reboot or anything, you know? So,
yeah.
I want them to keep like the same synergy between all three movies.
No, I agree. I know that what's his name coming back? The little kid?
No, they haven't said anything about him either.
I thought Russell was coming back.
Mm-mm. From what I know, I mean,
are they just gonna clean cut off everybody? No, because they announced that one dude from the X-Force is coming back.
Which one?
It was a joke, like announcement, but the Ted guy, the parachute, the normal guy.
Oh yeah, and like they're bringing back Dopinder and they're bringing back Blind Al and like all the small characters. Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Kimiko. No, Yukio. There you go.
Yeah, I think Yukio. That was the one with the yo-yo, right?
Was it a yo-yo?
I don't know what the hell it was.
The Asian one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Was that easier to know? Yeah,
I mean, are they also bringing back Colossus?
I want to say yes, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, they bring him back. That's the other one that makes most sense to me.
Yeah.
The only ones I really see you needing are Dopinder, just because he's been in he's been there since the first one. Mm-hmm. Colossus, and Cable are the only three that like you really need.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But the movie's still gonna be good anyway, I think.
Yeah.
I like that they're mixing the Fox stuff that they did with the MCU stuff. So you have Mobius in there, and you have Miss Minutes, Tara Strong. Okay, next story. Blue Beetle is officially the first character in the DCU. James Gunn did a podcast with Michael Rosenbaum, and he stated that, Blue Beetle is going to be the first character in the DCU. It's not going to be the first movie, though. He's just saying that it's the first character. Meaning that Blue Beetle technically is canon to the DCU, but not. It's kind of confusing. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Okay, so the funny thing about this is I was reading a bunch of tweets about that, and somebody said it, and this kind of made sense to me, where they said he confirmed the Blue Beetle, the character, would be a part of their DCU, but everyone knew that already because there's a Booster Gold series. So for all we know, it could not be this same Blue Beetle.
No, and like hopefully I hope it is because I do like Jolo.
Yeah.
It's just. Well, again, I have to see the movie first. I don't even know if he's going to be good or not. But, yeah, there's a Booster Gold series. I mean, it just makes sense because they're best friends, right?
It's like sidekick.
And, like, even if they retcon it and be like, oh, yeah, no, Blue Beetle the movie actually does take place in the DCU, that works too.
Yeah.
You know? Like, they can just say, oh, yeah, that canonically is a part of the DCU. And then Superman Legacy is like, yeah, no, we're really kicking shit off. Right.
Yeah, they could always like place Superman Legacy before Blue Beetle on timeline.
Yeah, And like they didn't even mention any of the DCEU stuff. I mean, they had one Batman joke in the Blue Beetle trailer, but other than that, they didn't like which Batman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they didn't say anything about it. But yeah, anything else you want to say about Blue Beetle?
Not really. I'm actually pretty like excited to watch that movie. Mm-hmm. I hope they decided not to make anything DCEU referenced in it.
I hope so too.
Just so they don't have to retcon anything, or like have a fucking Wonder Woman cameo, because they love doing that shit.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Avatar 3 delayed until next year, which is surprising to me. I thought it was gonna keep the release date, but Avatar 4 and 5 also got delayed, with Avatar 5 getting delayed all the way to 2031. For me, I don't think I'm even gonna be interested anymore, because when Avatar: The Way of Water came out, I was like, you know what? Let me see the first Avatar again, because it's been so long, right? 2009 all the way up till 2022. That was 13 years. Like, I didn't even know if I liked it or not. Turns out I did like the first Avatar a lot, actually. And Avatar: The Way of Water was really good as well. So I was very invested. And now all of a sudden Avatar 3 gets delayed, which is fine. It got delayed a year. It's not like too bad, but I just really, the movie's done. I just want to see the movie already, because I'm already invested into the film series again. And the longer I wait, I feel like the less interested I'm going to be. What about you?
One, the movie's done, but James Cameron most likely probably just wants to do like rewrites and reshoots and stuff, and he can't really do rewrites right now, can he?
I mean, he can't do. Well, no, he's not writing it.
Well, I'm saying he can't have his people like do rewrites.
No.
So I'm assuming that's probably what he wants to do, and that's why he delayed this one. But delaying the fucking other movies all that long is crazy. I'm gonna be 32.
Yeah,
I was 10 when the first one came out.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I think he moved it because Sonic 3 is releasing on the same day.
Bro, your Avatar.
It doesn't matter. It's eating up at the box office.
Yeah.
And next year, there's not going to be a lot more competition, so I think he did that. But someone made a point on one of the podcasts I listened to that they were saying, they moved Avatar 3, but then Avatar 3 and 4 were too close together, so they had to move Avatar 4. And then they moved Avatar 5 because then Avatar 4 and 5 were too. Yeah, so they kind of just had to, it was literally that.
I know, but like, that's crazy, dude. Is he even going to be alive? I know
he's going to be in his 80s, 90s, yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean he'll be alive. Like, that's a crazy age to be like directing your fucking 5th movie.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I know Avatar 3 is done. Avatar 4 is probably in production right now. And then Avatar 5, we'll see if that even gets made. But yeah, I think I'm still going to be interested. And let's just hope that I don't lose interest by the time 2031 comes around. That's crazy. Speaking of delays, tons of Marvel projects have been delayed. Kang Dynasty got delayed to 2026. Secret Wars got delayed to 2027. Deadpool 3 is now releasing 6 months earlier. And Captain America Brave New World also got delayed.
Sorry.
Captain America Brave New World also got delayed a year. Your fan favorite, Blade, was delayed until 2025.
I won't talk about it.
Do you think this is for the better? Because a lot of people have been talking about quality.
Yes. I think they definitely spotted the difference between movies like Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yes.
And Marvel fans are 100% okay with waiting a little bit longer if it means the quality of the movie is going to be better.
There's so many projects. I feel like I don't care if Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars got delayed a little bit. Because I have a lot of projects to hold me over. It's fine. It's not like we're going to go 5 years without any Marvel projects.
I mean, even then, I have shit to rewatch if I want to. Shit to catch up on. Like,
and I feel like we needed the break anyway because, we talk about superhero fatigue all the time.
I don't think it's as serious as people say it, but it's still there. Yeah. Like, it does get really annoying to watch the same types of movies.
I'll say this. From 2017 to 2019, I didn't have any superhero fatigue because everything they were putting out was good. But from 2021 to 2023, everything was mixed. So yeah, I would much more like a break and get better quality projects. Deadpool 3 is releasing 6 months earlier, like I said, and I'm excited for that because Hugh Jackman is going to be in that as well. So so I'm very excited about that.
To me, that just means they have a movie they like a lot if they're willing to push it up that far.
Oh yeah, and they trust in it, so I'm glad. But yeah, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, I'm very happy that those got pushed back, and I'm pretty sure they fired the writers too. Michael Waldron, I don't know if he's still doing Secret Wars, but for sure the dude who wrote Ant-Man Quantumania. Oh, my leg's asleep.
Static?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Step on it.
Oh, I'm good.
Oh damn, lost your wood.
Who's the writer for fucking
That's like you. That's you knowledge right there. That's not me.
Well, that guy. I'm pretty sure he got dropped from Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
We might not even get Kang Dynasty actually.
Well, I mean, yeah, all that shit needs to get settled first. But we got more projects to be focused on. I think they should be focusing on like story development projects more than the big like collabs.
Yeah. All right, man. That's most of the movie news that we got going on throughout the past week. So
no, it's not.
What?
Live action. Avatar.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
I'm excited to talk about that. Yeah.
That's pretty important, huh? How fucking stupid am I? Yeah, so
let me go back to this third separate page I have.
So, Netflix has conducted their what is it, a fucking festival, a fucking presentation or something?
It'd be
a
cool.
Conference.
It's like their these are our projects.
Yeah. And it's called Tadum because like when you open up Netflix it goes Tadum. Yeah. That was smart.
You know, at fucking 3 a.m. It resets.
What are you
My Netflix resets at like 3 a.m. sometimes.
Yeah. All right.
And then
yeah,
I'm fucking freaking out,
bro. So they held their like Comic-Con event, right? Talking about a bunch of stuff. You know, everybody was so excited for Bridgerton and You season 5 or whatever the fuck else. Extraction 3, you know?
I need to watch number 2. I haven't watched it
yet.
Blockbuster.
My dad just watched it last night.
What did he say?
I haven't talked to him yet actually about it.
Damn.
But yeah, these huge hard-hitting projects that Netflix produces, Squid Games, the reality series. I was watching the live stream for this event. It took them an hour and 30 minutes to talk about fucking Avatar the Last Airbender live action, and it was pissing me off.
They get to One Piece before Avatar?
Yeah. Okay. Before we get into Avatar, because you know I don't watch One Piece. Really quickly, what did you think of the One Piece live action?
I actually have really good faith in this one. Okay. Only because the original writer, obviously Oda,
he signed off on it, huh?
Well, he's actually helping them with it. He's like giving them all the pointers for the show. CGI is like the biggest thing in live action and anime adaptations.
Looks pretty good.
Because how the fuck are you gonna get like a dude to stretch his arm 50 feet backwards? It doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't look bad. Again, I haven't seen One Piece that much. I've watched like the first 10 episodes or something. So basically that whole trailer was the first 10 episodes that I've seen. And it looks cool. You know, I would check it out, but I don't know.
Yeah, you don't really watch it. So
yeah.
You'll hear a lot of it from me and David. Yeah,
but overall you think it looks fine?
Yeah, I think I definitely have really good like high hopes for this one because they're really bad adaptations out there.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Cowboy Bebop Netflix adaptation.
That's probably one of the better ones.
Really?
Okay. It just sucks because John Cho's a little bit older.
So yeah, he looks super old in that.
Yeah, and fucking Spike is in his 20s, so it's not fair to him. But it was still a good like live action. The worst one I've seen, honestly, probably have to be Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh, that's not Netflix though.
I know, but I'm saying in general, like
that and the
fucking Piccolo looking like Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Yeah. All right. So, with that down, me and Hauder are huge Avatar fans. Avatar: The Last Airbender fans, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Show him the tattoo.
Yeah, I got. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm in frame right now, but I do have a tattoo of Appa. He's got a couple tattoos. I have a son named Zuko. So, I mean, I'm pretty... I think I like this fucking show.
Oh, back to that. I have 2 cats named Nami and Zoro for One Piece.
Ah, okay. And then, yeah, man. So, they finally started talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action series. And it's been in production for 5 years. Been a lot of drama because
it's been 5 years.
Yeah, it's been 5 years since they announced it. And the creators left because of creative differences. We had some controversy with the casting of Sokka and stuff like that. And, you know, the COVID pandemic, like, halted production for a couple months. And, yeah, or not even a couple months, like a couple years, really. We finally got our first look. What do you think about it?
I'm hyped.
Yeah, you think it looks good?
It looks good.
I think it looks good, too. Okay, I'll say this. All right, the only thing I'll say is that it looks too clean. And it looks too polished, which I'm fine with right now because these are just stills. They're just still images.
Mm-hmm.
I really am curious to see how they move in this world and what it looks like, because my least favorite right now is actually Katara. Not because of the fucking brown eyes, blue eyes thing. That's a stupid ass fucking complaint.
Wait, what do you mean?
People are complaining that she doesn't have blue eyes like in the cartoon. Bro, like, in what world is that even a fucking complaint when we had M. Night Shyamalan's whole ass movie?
I was going to say a word that was crazy just now.
Okay.
Yeah. Edit that shit out.
Dude, I'm not trying to edit.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So Aang, right? Let's go about this. Aang. He looks really good. I think the guy who plays this, Gordon Cormier,
yeah,
he looks really good. And from his interviews, he sounds a lot like Aang too, and he acts like Aang. I think that's a perfect casting. The costume for it looks really vibrant. I'm colorblind, so I mean I don't know if it's vibrant or not, but it looks vibrant to me. Again, I don't know. Yeah, again, I don't know how I feel about that because it's an HD still. I just need to see it in the world.
Mm-hmm.
His tattoo, what I really like is that they kind of kept the only good thing about the M. Night Shyamalan thing. The texture and like the design inside the arrow, which I thought was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, yeah, I think he looks great.
Yeah, I put that the costumes look a little cartoony, which I'm actually really fine with, because like the colors are really, really bright, and that's the only bright part of that. The background looks like they're in the fucking ice and snow.
And it looks like they spent some money on this too.
The only one I have an issue with a little bit costume design is Zuko's, just because
hang on, we're gonna go through. Let's talk about Aang. Everything's fine with Aang.
Okay, Aang's is fine. I really like though, like, because even in like, have you seen monks in real life?
Yeah,
their colors actually kind of look like that. It's like a lighter, really like bright orange, yellow.
His staff too is pretty perfect. It's like exactly perfect.
Yeah. And then all the interviews with like his name's Gordon Cormier, right? All of those he does sound like Aang. He replies to all the questions like a fucking peaceful kid would reply.
Yeah.
And he's also young, so that's a plus.
Yeah, he's 12. By the time that they finish the series, he's probably going to be about like 16, 17, 18, somewhere around
which
there.
You can pass as like a fucking 13, 14-year-old.
Yeah. And even at that, like in the show, Aang, like you can see him mature a little more.
Yeah.
Like when you get up to the final fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like how Aang looks. Let's move over to Katara. Like I said, a lot of people are complaining about the eyes, which is really stupid, but she is pretty perfect in this also. Again, I need to see them move. So she's bending water in this, which is, you know, the only kind of bending that we have out of these stills. She's got the hair loopies. Her costume is obviously Inuit inspired, and you know it looks bright, like you said. It's very colorful. Yeah, man, I like her as a.
And these are only for each of the characters, only one costume. They go through 20 costumes to the end of the show
all the time. This is her, like, from what I assume, this is like her in the opening scene.
Yeah, I think that's honestly all four of them in the opening scenes.
And like she's like fucking with the water and stuff.
Yeah. Then like Zuko's fucking Sokka's against the wall and shit, and Zuko's on the ship.
It looks like, okay, so let's go to Sokka now. Sokka.
I like the haircut. I like the choice.
I like the haircut too.
Yes.
I didn't know how. I kind of want them to do that same thing for Zuko, because because I feel like that would look weird.
I think he is like that
in live action. You do?
Wait,
what do you mean?
I think his hair is gonna be like Zuko's was.
Okay. Oh, like bald?
Bald with the ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be like that.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. I feel like that would take me out a little bit.
I think the only thing that did him didn't do him justice was the fact that he has a helmet on, so you can't see the scar as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about Sokka real quick. Okay. So, yeah, Sokka. I think it looks good. We see his boomerang. We see his armor. His armor is a little different than what he looked like in the show. But again, I'm fine with that. I mean, you have to change some shit. It's not going to be a 1-to-1 ratio to the actual show.
Yeah.
And it looks more modern. It looks a little more practical. They have his same like necklace that he wears, and again his haircut, man. It doesn't look too much like the original in the show. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, he's one of the people that you can see the costume a lot deeper, a lot more detailed. It's like definitely that's not like a scene. That's like someone took a picture of that.
And this guy also does kind of sound like Sokka too,
yeah.
Which is kind of important for Sokka. I don't know if he can act like that. We'll see. But I know that he has some martial arts background too. So he's playing a warrior. He's playing like literally one of the warriors. He has to wield a sword later on in the show. And
yeah, pretty much the boomerang he uses like a fucking sword.
Yeah. So I'm very happy with that casting, and I like how he looks. All right, let's get on to Zuko now, I think, which is probably the second most important to me. And yeah, so he's in full armor, the full garb, where he's taking over the village. It looks like.
I think this is when he's on the ship. He has the helmet on and everything.
On the ship?
Yeah, where he's like sitting on the fucking bow of the ship, or he's standing there and he has like his hands behind his back. He
doesn't put on his. I just rewatched this earlier today too. He doesn't put on his helmet until
he gets to the village.
Gets off, yeah.
Okay.
And he fights with Sokka. Either way, this probably looks like the first episode.
Yeah.
It looks practical. It looks good.
I don't
have any complaints.
The only thing is that I can't see the scar very well.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, like,
I want them to make that one look like cartoony, like not cartoony, but like a really like noticeable bright red scar.
I mean, like, for his face, it looks pretty fine to me. It probably goes up even more. You know, it's just the helmet that's covering it too. I like the little ponytail on top of the helmet.
Yeah.
I just want to see his hair though. I want to see what they do.
What do you want to do with his hair? What do you think they should have done with his hair?
So there's a really important scene, right, in season. At the end of season 1, when him and Iroh go on the run and they cut their ponytails off, they have to have him have long hair for that.
Yeah.
And they have to like show them with a ponytail, at least some. Just put it in a ponytail. I don't think you have to like go completely bald off the sides. But then again, I think Zuko like lost his hair because
the burn.
Yeah, Fire Lord Ozai fucking burned him, and that kind of lost his hair. So I think that does make sense. I don't know. I just want to see it. Hopefully, it doesn't look weird. I also want to see Dallas Liu act, because in Shang-Chi, he was in Shang-Chi as like Awkwafina's little brother. He was very corny in that, and I hope he's a better actor than that. So because Zuko is like literally the second most important character in the show, like damn near the second main character, like second most important, and you have to get that correct. So I hope he's a better actor than what he showed, or than what I've seen. But he's really good at martial arts. Anything else you want to say about Zuko?
No, I'm just excited to see. Does it come out to 2024, right? And I'm excited to see like more set photos. Hopefully, I know that the shit that they did for One Piece is they 1-for-1 rebuilt the entire ship. So like stuff like that would be really cool to see for Avatar. I don't think they have the same budget because One Piece is a lot more of an established like thing.
Well, I mean, they poured in $200 million for season 1 of Avatar.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know what the budget is for One Piece, but it's definitely a lot because I've already seen the set photos for One Piece. That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
They rebuilt 3 ships like completely as like set. I want to see Uncle Iroh now.
Yeah, that's the next one that I want to see.
We don't see Ozai until like what, the fucking last episode of the first season. Yeah, so I don't care about him yet. But who else should we?
I mean, we know who's playing him, Daniel Day Kim, so we know what
he looks like him like, already.
Yeah. So I'm fine with it. We don't have to see him, and we have 8 episodes, 8-hour-long episodes.
Did they ever cast Toph?
No, because that's season 2.
Yeah,
season 2 thing. Hopefully they get her right.
Yeah, that's the one I care about a lot. That's like my favorite character.
Yeah. That was our first look at the main cast, the 4 main characters in the show. Hopefully we get a look at Iroh soon. We get a look at Toph soon. I want to see them actually bending because that's going to be the make or break for me. Mm-hmm. If it takes 5 of them to move one rock, I'm not even going to go down that road. Actually,
honestly,
let's not talk about that.
If they want to be like a little, what's the word? Conservative with the bending, I'm fine with that if it looks good. Like if they're not making them bend as much as the show, the original show.
I'm fine with it too. Really, the character stuff.
Yeah.
You have a lot of time because they go all out in the last episode, in the finale, because you have the Agni Kai scene, and then you have fucking Aang versus, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Ozai. So you have a lot of time to do some cool shit, and I think it'll be fine. I just want it to look practical. I know bending isn't real, but like I want it to look practical. Don't have 5 fucking people just to move one rock.
I mean, that itself is stupid. The firebenders can also make their own fire. Don't do that.
No, they're not gonna do that. I
pray they don't do that shit. Yeah. Imagine them carrying fucking lanterns and just.
All right. So, anything else you want to say about Avatar: The Last Airbender live action?
No, it's time for me and Noah to have a fist fight, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you talk. You can go ahead and go first.
We're gonna
talk about The Flash now, moving into the movie of the week, and we watched The Flash this weekend. We have some differing opinions. I'm gonna let Hauder talk. I'm not gonna say a single word. Hauder, go ahead, take it away. Let's talk about The Flash.
Okay, guys. So we said earlier over the weekend we watched The Flash. What did you watch it? Fuck it. I watched it opening night on Thursday. It came out. I think you watched it on Saturday. Actually, now I'm remembering it. I would know. All right, so these are just the non-spoiler stuff. Then we'll hop into some spoilers. But my opinion, I think Supergirl had like one of the best super suits I've seen. It's like fucking really nice. And then I also liked Michael Keaton's Batman suit. That one's also really nice. The Bat Cave scene when you see it, the set for that whole thing is beautiful. You're giving me anxiety just fucking staring at your shit right there. I like to make eye contact with people when I'm talking. Okay, you're a bitch. Stop. All right. All the action sequences with Batman were really nice. I keep saying really nice. They were done very well. He's a little older, so it was cool to see that they at least put some effort on that side. All my negatives with the movie. We'll talk about it a little deeper later, but the Flashpoint stuff was a little like muddled up. The villain choice was a little confusing for me, especially with considering who the Flash has as villain. I feel like the cameos were done a little like poorly. Some of the line drops in the movie were really, really like really trash, like really like annoying to see. And I don't know how they allowed this, and I know he's gonna agree with me. How the fuck they allowed that CGI to go forward in like a major movie like that with that type of budget, that CGI. That's all I'll say for now until the spoilers talk.
That was it.
That's it.
That was it.
I want to talk more about the spoiler stuff. That's why.
That was like a minute and 30 seconds.
All right, it's non-spoiler. I'll talk more about the spoiler stuff.
All right. What's your overall rating?
Like a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to say anything else?
No, I'll hop into what after you're done.
So, let's get into my review. The pros. I thought the performances were great. Ezra Miller gives a great performance, and he's a great actor, or they're a great actor. And honestly, putting all of the stuff they did as a person aside, they're pretty good in this movie. I liked them a lot. And Michael Keaton and Sasha Calle are amazing additions to the movie. And in my opinion, I think they're utilized perfectly. They don't overstay their welcome. They're not main characters in the movie, but they do push the plot forward. At the end of the day, it's a Flash movie, not a Batman, Supergirl, Flash movie. And I thought they were perfect. I thought they were utilized very, very well. I love the action in this movie. Ben Affleck's action had probably it was like my favorite of his action in any of the Ben Affleck movies or in the Snyder movies. In the very beginning with the Flash, we'll talk more about this in the spoiler part because there are some spoilers in there. But I thought it was very smooth. It was very nice, and I liked how Andy Muschietti directed the action for Ben Affleck's Batman specifically. Very well choreographed. It worked. It made me feel like I was watching an animated series where like the first 5 minutes of the episode is them just busting a crime. You know what I'm saying? And we'll talk about the beginning of the movie too in the spoilers. I thought Michael Keaton, all his fight scenes were smooth. It didn't look like a Michael Keaton stunt double the entire time. I actually kind of believed that Michael Keaton could do this stuff, which is, granted, I mean, he probably couldn't, but in the movie at least, I was invested and it looked like he was actually fighting, so that's nice. Again, Andy Muschietti, he directs his scenes very well also. I think Michael Keaton has a lot to do in this movie, and he has his own little character arc because in the beginning of the film, this isn't a spoiler, by the way, they show it in the trailers, but in the beginning of the movie, they're shown like, him and Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne are close friends. And then we get to like Keaton's universe as he's shown like as a lonely and kind of retired Batman. So there are some flashes of friendship that we get to see between Barry and Keaton. It's nice because it's a multiverse story and it's a time travel movie. So I thought it was a neat touch. It gave Michael Keaton actual purpose in the movie. The Flash also got some action scenes. Obviously, this is his movie, but they were really cool. Towards the end of the movie, he's shown to utilize his powers more than just being able to run fast, which I thought was nice. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Those are spoilers. Sorry. Sasha Calle, again, she's a badass. I love that she was super fast and quick and powerful, and that's something that I really enjoyed with like Henry Cavill and Zack Snyder's iteration of Superman. His fighting style was super quick, super powerful, and I like that they kept the same tone with Supergirl. They even like kind of copied some of the same shots from the Snyder movies and Man of Steel. I really like that a lot. She's just a fucking badass in this, and again, I think they were utilized perfectly in this. They didn't overstay it, and they actually had stuff to do. The final battle, it was super fun. Yes, there's a lot of CGI in it, and we'll get to the CGI in a little bit, but there's not much I can really say about the final battle without getting into spoilers. But I did really enjoy the final battle. The story, we talked about this maybe like 5 episodes ago or something when we were talking about like what we love in a movie. The story is what got me hooked to this because I don't give a fuck if Batman is really good at fighting in this or Flash looked really cool running and stuff, which he did not. But the story is my absolute favorite part of this movie. I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. I absolutely adore that movie and the story behind it. So this one really hit home with me, but putting my bias aside, I think that the movie handles the story really well because it feels more like a time travel movie rather than a multiverse movie, in my opinion. And Barry has the power to go back in time and change the timeline and save his mom, but does that necessarily mean he should? And that's what I love so much because the theme of the movie is fantastic. And there's just one scene in this that like damn near made me cry and made everybody in my theater cry at least. We'll get to that in the spoilers. Final thing I wanted to mention without spoilers though is the direction. I think that Andy Muschietti is a wonderful director, and he helms the movie with like such a graciousness. He really cares about the movie, and you can tell. And it sucks because there were like 7 or 8 different directors that were attached to the movie before. And it feels like Andy Muschietti was always the guy to direct this movie, which is good because this movie was announced back in 2013 and it didn't get released until like last week. And that's insane. There were different directors hired, different writers. The guys behind Game Night were actually supposed to direct the movie at one point. And then apparently they came up with a story that, they had creative differences and all that shit. So the fact that Andy Muschietti directs this movie as good as he does is like super impressive to me. The pacing and the flow of the movie I think works super well. It's a 2-hour runtime, 2-hour some runtime, and it felt just as long as it needed to be without overstepping and making it this huge blockbuster event. They really took the time to tell the story of Barry going back in time to save his mom. That's all I really loved about this movie, was that. Sorry. Excuse me. I just ate pasta right before this, so that's fine. Excuse me. Yeah. Pacing, flow, really good. Told the story that they set out in the very beginning, and I think they kept that focus through the entire movie. It never got lost. There's a couple aspects that I think that got lost a little bit, but nothing too crazy, because at the end of the day, it's a movie about Flash and his character arc in this movie. And I really enjoyed it, man. I'm really excited to see how Andy Muschietti handles Batman for the new DCU. He's directing Brave and the Bold. We talked about that a couple weeks ago or so. And I think he did really good with all the Batman stuff. Again, he gave Michael Keaton's Batman, like, not just nostalgia points, but like actual new character development in this. He handled Ben Affleck's Batman pretty well, as much as you can, really. And that's a lot that I liked about this movie. I didn't think that I was going to love. Some of the cons. CGI. I 100% agree with anybody who says that the CGI is terrible. There's no fighting that. I cannot get behind the CGI with this movie. That being said, okay, there are a lot of parts in this movie that look great CGI-wise. The stuff with Michael Keaton's Batman, that motherfucker is not moving like that, but I believed it while I was watching it. Sasha Calle's Supergirl, I thought that looked great. There could be a little more polishing for that, but it flowed. It looked super smooth when she was flying and she was like, fucking punching people. That's also in the trailer. It's not a spoiler. But what really disappointed me was the CGI for the Flash himself. It's his movie, and the fact that, like, the way he runs and the way that they depict the Speed Force and the way that they, it's called the Chrono Ball, like, where he sees, like, all the different, like, multiverses and stuff. All that stuff looked terrible. And that's, apparently Andy Muschietti came out and said that that's what they intended to do with the CGI for that part. I just don't agree with that, because, again, they gave this movie $200 million. They could have easily made the Flash CGI look like Batman's and Supergirl's in this. But they just, I guess, made a creative decision to make it look like that. And it kind of hit the uncanny valley, because they did some stuff with CGI, fully CGI. I can't talk about it now. We'll talk about it in the spoilers, but they did some stuff with full CGI, and then they show Barry running through the Speed Force, with his actual face. It just looked really weird, and it was really odd, and it distracted me a lot. And then the last thing that I really don't like about this movie is just the villain. I can't go into detail. Again, it's a spoiler. We'll talk about it in, like, literally 5 minutes, but I didn't enjoy the villain because, they set him up as, like, the main villain, and then they kind of forgot about him for the majority of the runtime, and then they kind of just brought him back in the last, like, 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then he was set up and then forgotten until the last 15 minutes. That's basically it. Other than that, I really don't see any other problem with this movie. And just in my opinion, I think that it's a really, really, really good movie. I think that the direction is super solid. I think that the performances are great. I think that the writing is super solid as well. CGI, it is bad, but apparently that was like a choice that the director made. Really weird choice. I don't agree with it. Michael Keaton's Batman and Sasha Calle's Supergirl looked really good. Just the Flash himself, why would that not look good? Oh, let me say something else too. Because it's in the trailers, Ezra Miller does play two versions of himself, and that is the best CGI that I've seen with two people in the same frame at once. Mm-hmm. I don't know about you.
No, I agree.
Yeah, because I did not even notice, like, one time in the movie while I was watching it that it was the same person playing the same guy, and it looked really good to me. So, other than that, I think there's not really much else to talk about until we get into spoilers. But for me, it's an 8 out of 10, and I honestly think it's going to be like a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 if the CGI for the Flash was better.
If
it was, dude, this movie fucking bumps all the way up to like a 9.5 for me at least.
It's like like a 7.5 with the way better CGI. That was
with
like the
CGI,
biggest.
It's just distracting.
Issue. Yeah,
that was so distracting.
I normally can get past like shitty CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I mean I fucking watched Black Widow. I've watched like Ant-Man. It's normally not that distracting, but there's like this 15-minute scene that we'll talk about.
Well, let's compare it to Ant-Man Quantumania.
Because they were feel like the burying CGI, that movie.
Yeah, I feel like the CGI was just like bad all out. You know, in this movie at least, there are some sections, albeit the most important sections in my opinion, but they were like certain sections that were just bad CGI, or it just looked really weird in this movie. At least in this movie, but in Ant-Man Quantumania, that whole movie just looked fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just could never get into it because it looked like they were all on a green screen. And yeah, like the CGI, yes, I'm not arguing that it wasn't bad.
No,
like, it's pretty bad.
It's borderline like fucking The Mummy, Scorpion King. Like,
yeah, no, and like apparently that's the creative choice that they were going for. I just don't see.
Is that not like a weird hill to die on?
Yeah, like
just go and be like, hey, we did the best we could.
Okay, I'm gonna because I really want to get into spoilers with this with you. I'm gonna say final score 8 out of 10. CGI was literally my only problem. The music, by the way.
Oh, I put that down. I forgot to say it.
Yeah, I love the music in this. The soundtrack that they used, I was actually very surprised because there were some songs in here that I've never heard before, and it was just perfect music placement. All the 90s references because one of the characters that Ezra Miller plays is from the 90s. It's a younger version of Barry Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And all the Back to the Future references and stuff like that. So yeah, I think 8 out of 10 for me. Not everybody's gonna agree on that. You saying like a 6 out of 10?
I just think it's gonna age very poorly.
Oh, it's definitely gonna age poorly visually.
No, yeah, okay. Visually, it's already aged bad.
Yeah.
But like in like another 5 years, that movie will be like fucking impossible to watch.
Give me a 4K Blu-ray where Andy Muschietti goes back and like fixes some CGI. Yo,
it'll be a decent movie. It'd be a movie I could rewatch. I just can't rewatch it because of that fucking like that scene was so bad.
I also just hated the running style, and like yes, this is also a weird hill to die on because Zack Snyder introduced the running style for this Flash.
Did you see what he introduced it as though? Like what he wanted Barry to look like.
Yeah, a figure skater, right?
The fuck does that have to do with running?
I mean, I guess it's like I don't know.
Hire a running coach, bro. They're not that expensive.
Okay, well, I think the director was just trying to go based off of how he ran in Zack Snyder stuff. Albeit, I just didn't like the way that Zack Snyder portrayed the Flash in those movies either.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked really weird, and it still looks really weird. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Hauder says 6 out of 10.
He would say what, a 9 with better CGI, and I'd say like a 7 with better.
That's my only complaint.
Yeah.
Just better CGI, please. Better CGI.
That's the major complaint. That's gonna be like the biggest complaint for us.
That being said, I did like this movie a lot. I'm glad that the DCU EU is over, like completely done.
One more movie, then it's over.
Well, no, like I'm glad it's done now.
Yeah,
because Aquaman and the Last Kingdom. That's
fuck
I really don't even know if I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, I probably will.
I'm just very glad it's done and it's flopping at the box office right now. So yes, we need a reboot. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I haven't gotten the chance to watch it again, but I definitely will. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the spoilers. If you haven't watched the movie yet, go ahead and go watch the movie, or don't. It's up to you. You don't have to go. But we're gonna talk about spoilers, and we're gonna talk about really big plot points in the movie. So if you don't want to get spoiled, literally leave. Okay.
Yeah. Come back.
All right. So let's talk about spoilers. What do you want to talk about first?
Talk about the thing that we agreed on both. Villain choice.
The villain choice, Dark Flash.
Yes. Good choice. Portrayal. It's a good choice if you keep that fucking storyline. But he comes into the movie for 15 seconds, pushes him out of the Chrono Bowl, and leaves for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird. And like, at that point, if you were gonna do that, you might as well have just made young Barry the
from the beginning
full villain.
Yeah.
Which is like what they were setting up anyway, and like I understood that because like they said that young Barry eventually becomes Dark Flash.
Yeah.
But like, why even introduce Dark Flash if you were just gonna bring him in for like literally 5 minutes to kill Young Barry and like
that's it.
Exposition dump his entire reasoning. I made you so that you can make me. Like it's a paradox or whatever the fuck he was saying. I just thought that was odd. Like just make Young Barry the villain because it was going that way anyway. There are certain hints throughout the movie where like Young Barry was listening to Michael Keaton and Ezra Miller talk about
his mom,
how he has to kill his mom or how his mom dies or whatever, and he wants to save her. And it's already pushing towards that point. So yeah, I don't know. It was just a weird choice.
Yeah, it's just when you have a fucking character like Barry Allen, you have also this is already confirmed. I don't know if it was Andy Muschietti or Zack Snyder that confirmed it.
Andy.
Reverse Flash killed his mom.
Yeah.
Why would you not? Like, you're setting up his biggest villain. And you just, like, there was no other explanation. There was no, like, remnants of, like, the fucking Speed Force or anything. Like, you have all these villains to use for the Flash, and you chose Dark Flash, which is cool, but you, like, missed out on so much you could have done.
Well, I mean, it's a dead universe.
It's a dead universe. I know that, but, like, it wasn't originally planned as a dead universe.
Well, okay, so...
Like, how are you going to retcon... Because he's already gone back in time to save his mom. He didn't know it was the fucking Reverse Flash that killed her.
Okay, look. I think that Andy Muschietti was trying to say, like, yeah, if we were going to make a Flash 2, the plan was to do Reverse Flash. That's what he's saying, right? Mm-hmm. But they knew that they're not going to do a Flash 2 because they're rebooting, so they took all that stuff out. They must have, like, either retooled Reverse Flash into being Dark Flash and kind of just called him that and kept him in there. But I really think that if we were getting a Flash 2, they would have kept some of those little hints in there.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would not have done that because that just makes sense if you were setting up a sequel. I feel like they just cut all ties to a possibility of a sequel, and that was just Andy Muschietti like talking about like future plans if they were to do one.
Yeah, I didn't like that. That's just a me thing though, because you got to see the show do like a good version of Reverse Flash. Mm-hmm. And it was strange to me because like the budget they have, it could have done so much better with.
Yeah, I mean, again, I just think that like story wise, Dark Flash didn't even need to be in it.
Yeah, they could have
like just a waste of space.
They could have just made it the fucking like again. What was Zod not the main villain in this?
Not really. It's the stuff that Zod does that they needed to stop because that's like in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse stuff terms canon event. That's like one of the canon events.
Also, that's another thing that they just. It was a really bad idea to come out the week after that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like it was bad for them. Another thing I didn't like, Iris West's character is just so garbage in this movie. There's no like, she's not likable. There's no actual connection between her and Barry. Because I mean, I don't know if it's in the comics, but like in the show, they're raised together, so they have some sort of connection. Mm-hmm. He just went to school with her. Mm-hmm. And he had a crush on her, I guess, but like it was just poorly explained.
Yeah, I mean, like she had 5 minutes, 10 minutes of screen time, which was fine. I thought that she was fine in the movie. She wasn't like offensively bad or anything, or like she didn't do anything to move the plot forward to the point where like, oh, that doesn't make sense. She was literally just there to talk to Barry and be the person telling the audience like, hey, Barry is planning on doing this because his dad, like it was the connection to Barry's dad because she was like a reporter, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine. Like, not every single character has to have a huge character like development in the movie.
But like the main love interest for the Flash.
Well, this isn't a love story.
I know. I'm saying like in the movie sense, I felt like he was more romantically linked to fucking Supergirl. There was no romantic connection there either. I would have seen that more. They had more like fucking like. They were more relatable.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I think that Iris West, like, her inclusion in the movie is fine. Mm-hmm. I didn't need her to be anything more because the movie was already like not overstuffed, but like it was focused more on the relationship between Barry and his dad. And saving his future and saving his mom and all that. And his relationship between him and Young Barry. And I was fine with that. Because again, like for me, I don't think everybody has to have like this huge like importance in the movie to justify their appearance. That being said, Iris West didn't even have that much of a character arc when she was introduced in Zack Snyder's Justice League. So, I mean, in a sense, Andy Muschietti did better for Iris West than Zack Snyder did. In a sense.
Yeah.
So,
all right. And then I spoke about cameos being like poorly done in this movie.
Yeah.
That does not include, I looked back at it and like I was really, really like harsh night of Michael Keaton's performance or like his inclusion in the movie just because I didn't like what they did with it. But looking back at it and all the shit, he was in that movie for a lot longer than I remembered.
Yeah.
But spoiler again, I know we're already fucking into that spoiler talk, but just wanted to give that warning. George Clooney just randomly being in the movie, stupid, especially after the entire like movie you decided to throw a George Clooney reference in there. He came back after saving everything or resetting everything.
See, I disagree with that.
That was just really dumb to me. And if you're going to cameo somebody, like the worst Batman.
Well, yeah, there's no other really Batman to cameo. Adam West is dead. Val Kilmer's dying. Christian Bale doesn't want to do it.
I know, but they did cameo Adam West.
Yeah, I know, but he couldn't get out of the car.
I know, I'm saying, but like there was those cameos too. Like,
I want to keep talking about George Clooney real quick.
It was just a really weird cameo.
I don't think so.
Oh, why not? Why don't you think so?
It was fine. It was a joke. It was made to be a joke. But he didn't push a story forward. It was literally the last 30 seconds. And why I don't have a problem with it is because at the end of the movie, Barry does put the tomatoes back to kill his mom, but in turn he switches the tomatoes and saves his dad. But that has a consequence because he changed something in the past, something in the future is different. And it's George Clooney. And again, George Clooney's sexy as fuck. So like last 30 seconds, I see a sexy ass man. Come on now.
Yes.
So I didn't have a problem with it. Also it didn't affect the story.
It didn't. It was just a weird touch to me. Like I'm like it. What's the word? I don't know how to explain this. It makes it like less serious. And I get this movie doesn't really fucking matter. Universe is dead. But like, yeah, this movie was like it could have made, that was like the most serious point in the movie. One of the most serious points, like most serious point in the movie. He just like reversed everything he did, and like comedic relief, comedic relief, comic relief. Fucking,
I don't agree with that.
To me, it was just a weird touch.
I think it was fine, especially when you do fucking Nicolas Cage as Superman and
that was another
Adam
weird
West
thing.
And stuff. It's like the George Clooney one makes the most sense out of all the cameos they did
because
he's fucking with Batman.
Yeah, we're gonna get into like the other cameos too. Like Adam West, I think it was George Reeves.
Adam West, George Reeves, Christopher Reeves, and Nicolas Cage. Another Flash variant.
Yeah, Jay Garrick. Yeah. This is the part that confused me the most about the movie because you mentioned it not being a multiverse story.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a time travel.
Yeah, he did eventually open up dimensions. Mm-hmm. Why the hell weren't there other versions of Flash besides Jay Garrick? Because you have 3 Flashes.
The one that made the most sense to me that wasn't in the movie was Grant Gustin because they had that scene in the Flash TV show where Ezra Miller literally went in to his universe and they had a confrontation, and I was like, that would make the most sense, but they didn't do that. Instead, we got CGI versions of Henry Cavill, Christopher Reeves, all that. And again, I'm cool with cameos. It's fine. I don't care. Like the Christopher Reeves thing, to me, I don't think that's like people are calling it a disgrace.
George Reeves, I think.
No, for Christopher Reeves too. They're saying like let him rest because he's dead and like they brought him back. That's not really because he played such an iconic character. Mm-hmm. He's gonna, I'm saying he's not coming back for a full movie, but I think it was just a weird, like it had nothing to do with the story. Why did we need to see 4 versions of Superman, 4 versions of Batman? Well, not the Batman stuff.
There was another Supergirl too. Yeah,
and Christopher Reeve's Supergirl in there also, and it's like that didn't do anything for the story because we already know that we're in a time travel / multiverse kind of story. We already saw a different Batman. We saw Supergirl. We didn't need these CGI cameos.
We saw a different Flash too.
And we saw a different Flash and another fucking Flash from a different timeline. So like that that whole Chrono Bowl stuff with the CGI, it was useless.
Yes.
It was like, hey, we have like 2 minutes to fill here. Let's just show them Christopher Reeves, George Reeves. Let's show them Henry Cavill again. Let's show them Nicolas Cage. Let's show the Supergirl. Let's show fucking different versions of the Flash. It was just bad.
Yeah.
It was just a bad touch.
It shouldn't have been included, but if you're going to include, hey, let's open up multiple fucking universes, you have so much shit to work with.
Yeah.
Like, you remember, this is Barry Allen. You already pulled up Jay Garrick.
Mm-hmm.
No, fuck, didn't you just pull up Wally West?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you have the other version of Flash, the other, like, person who carries the Flash name.
Okay, but again, that doesn't do anything for the story either.
It doesn't either, but, like, it's a Flash movie.
Yeah.
So why the hell is there so many versions of Superman and Batman and one Flash?
Well, I know what they're trying to do. It's just like for some fucking reason
they're showing the canon event thing where like he's trying to save Batman and Supergirl.
They were trying to show that these universes are in peril and these universes are at stake from what Dark Flash did and what Barry did.
Yeah,
and I get that, but fuck, man, I was talking about the Uncanny Valley thing, and the Uncanny Valley, for those who don't know, is basically that like that middle point between like your brain thinking something is fake versus thinking something is real. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was like right there for me because they do this weird thing to show all the stuff in the multiverse, the Speed Force kind of shit is basically what I'm just going to call it. They show it all in CGI, which is so fucking weird to me. Like, why show it like that when you can just do archive footage of Christopher Reeves's Superman movie? Or you can do Adam West's Batman's TV show and stuff like that. There's different ways to do that, but instead you chose to make it all CGI, and it just took me out of the movie every single time he went to the Speed Force.
The thing that you just mentioned would have been perfect, especially because they didn't open up the whole screen was not the CGI version of them. It was a little window.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking small like rip in like the space.
And that stuff looked like fucking the Scorpion King, like you were talking about. Like that stuff was really bad.
When I mentioned Scorpion King, I was talking about Nicolas Cage.
I mean, Nicolas Cage, that whole scene was cool. I think because
people wanted it. It was like 98. I think he was supposed to be Superman.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was if for those who don't know, Nicolas Cage was supposed to star as Superman in a movie called Superman Lives. And Kevin Smith, the dude who did Clerks, and he's a huge like comic book fan. Mm-hmm. He actually wrote the script for it, and there's a whole documentary. You can find it on YouTube and stuff, talking about the cancellation of this movie. But they wanted Superman to fight a giant robot spider, and they literally put that in there in that scene. I was like, oh fuck, that's fucking cool. Thank you for that.
That was
one
part that was like
the one cameo that I was like, cool, that's fine, because that's nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? That's like the Spider-Man No Way Home kind of shit that they did. Yeah. That's nostalgia.
Why did he have long hair?
Who?
Nicolas Cage.
That's what he looked like.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
The screen tests
he had
for
long
his
hair.
suit, it looked really kind of cool. Like he was completely
He had
different.
the really like what's the word? Like really like glimmery suit.
Yeah, no, you should look it up when you get the chance.
Oh, sleek, that's the word. He had a really sleek suit.
Look it up when you get the chance. It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok about it. I'll look it up again. But that was fine with me. And then like he turns and you see his face and he's just staring into the camera.
Yeah.
And it's it's like 2001 CGI.
Yeah. It's really bad. And again, that's like a creative decision that the director wanted to do. I just don't understand why.
I don't believe that though.
No, I believe it too, because
a weird hill to die on though. Like this, hey, we're telling you this is bad CGI and you're like, I want it to look this way.
I know. No, I get that too, but I believe it because Batman and Supergirl CGI was really good.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like, it was really good. So the contrast between that and the stuff in the Speed Force and all that multiverse shit being so bad, and then Batman and Supergirl and Zod even being really good, okay, I can understand where he's coming from, that was a creative choice. I just don't agree with that creative choice. That was so stupid, I think. Mm-hmm. Because it's the Flash's movie. Like, why make the first fucking 10 minutes, right? When he's ordering food, I was like, I'm so fucking invested. This looks really good.
Yeah.
He suits up. He's about to start running. And then, the little fucking bagel or whatever the fuck she threw, the fucking candy bar, hits his head, and he finally starts running, and it looks like Sonic the Hedgehog running. And I was like, oh my God, this looks really bad. I literally like got up in my seat, and I was like, oh my God.
Yes.
Because he literally just starts floating on the ground and going.
Charges up, he steps back a little bit, and everything like slows down around him.
Yeah, no. Oh, that scene
that
I loved.
was really nice.
That scene I loved. But then after that, it was like, okay.
Oh my god! I just remembered it right now. The fucking CGI'd babies.
Yeah, no, that was really bad. I really hated that.
I'm pretty sure if you haven't seen it yet and you haven't been on TikTok or Twitter, but there's like a little clip of him reverse putting a baby back into a microwave.
Yeah, it's actually the other way around in the movie. He's taking the baby. I mean, he technically did put the baby in the microwave.
He did, but to save it. But like taking it was just, they look so fake. It's and then the girl screaming for like fucking 30 seconds.
That's another thing. I thought the humor in this movie was really good.
It did too. I put down it was a really funny movie.
It was really good.
It kind of bothered me
clever.
Huh? It kind of bothered me though.
What? The humor?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because it's like, I know this universe does not matter. They could have done whatever the fuck they wanted with this movie and it would not have mattered. But like, I feel like this should have been like a more serious tone movie the entire way through.
I think the tone was perfectly balanced in my opinion because they did let's not talk about it now because I want to talk about it later. But the supermarket scene at the end.
Oh yeah, that was
perfect.
I wanted that tone for a majority of the movie though.
Well, we got some of that. You know what I'm saying? I think that the tone between Ben Affleck's Batman and Michael Keaton's Batman and Barry, when they had interactions, I was like, yo, this is like Justice League shit. Like,
yes.
This is the DC that I want to see. And I feel like we got some of that. And the reason that I'm not complaining too much about the humor is that the humor actually worked. There were like certain jokes about Michael Keaton's Batman, like his tech isn't as advanced, so like he has to like pull out a measuring tape and like ask them, hey, how much do you guys weigh, just so I know like how to blow this thing up, how like powerful to make this blast. I thought that was fucking hilarious. And the part where Barry loses his powers and he tries to run, and he's just running fucking so stupid in a circle.
The run is so fucking dumb.
I'm glad that
I'm glad they added that in there.
Yeah,
because for me, it's like any movie thing. This fucking run is stupid.
Yeah, he's literally making fun of it, and it's fine.
But why? Did you notice the other Barry runs like him?
Yeah, but
that threw me off.
Like differently.
Yeah, like but he like trying to like.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the final fight real quickly?
Yeah.
It starts off really good.
I'm gonna take my beanie off because it's actually really hot.
Yeah, so it starts off really good. It starts off with Sasha Calle's character, Supergirl, going like flying there first, and she's at almost equal speed, which makes sense because Superman is almost as fast as the Flash. The only difference is Flash is a little faster, so he can go through time and shit. They get there, and then that's when it gets me like really upset because instead of like having like a confrontation, she just like whispers Zod and flies to him.
She whispers to him? What do you mean?
She like whispers just under her breath like Zod when she sees him, and she like flies straight at him.
What would you rather have had her
like
do?
Not like that. Like I would rather like it was like a they meet up like type of thing, and like he like tries to get her to like give up or something.
Okay.
Type of thing, like an actual conversation, because at no point did they converse. Yeah. Yes, at no point did they have a conversation.
He was also, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
He was also looking for Supergirl. Like that was his like thing. You know, he was looking for the Kryptonian. And I don't know. General Zod, he was fine in the movie. I think they handled it as much as they could because it really wasn't about General Zod versus Supergirl like that. It was more so about like, again, the canon event, like, and they have to stop this. Yeah. And Barry like trying so hard to stop it, but he couldn't. And I did like that part. Yeah. I like the fact that Supergirl dies every single time because it just kind of pushes the point even more that Barry can't say. There's not a solution, is what she says in the movie. There's not a solution to every problem. Yeah. And I was like, that's the whole theme of the movie, and that's exactly what Barry needs to learn.
And that's also...
he can't save everybody.
What Michael Keaton says with sometimes you just have to let go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that it's so powerful coming from Batman too, because like, he fucking like, if Ben Affleck in the beginning talks about like, so you were able to go back in time, and then and Barry starts talking about like, oh yeah, well like you can save your parents, and he's like, I am who I am today because my parents died, because of what happened to me, because of the stuff that happened to me as a kid. That's why I'm here. And then I feel like Barry kind of keeps that with him throughout the entire movie, and then finally realizes it when he's fighting Zod with Batman and them. By the way, Michael Keaton's Batman going up against aliens, fucking sick. I thought that shit was
him
great.
crawling all over the big dude.
Huge dude.
Thank you. Shit like
sick.
that is nice to see.
Yes,
because he didn't win.
Yeah, and the CGI was great in that too.
Yeah, because he's like putting the bomb, crawling to the front. And okay, so you know how you mentioned Ben Affleck's Batman scenes being like really well done. You have to remember that Andy Muschietti is directing A Brave and the Bold with Damian Wayne, so Bruce Wayne's way older. So seeing the Michael Keaton shit got me excited.
Yeah, because that's an older Batman.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like he's gonna handle it. From what we see, he's gonna handle it great.
Yes. So that's why I put down. I was like, I'm really excited to see that version of Batman in him just led straight Batman movie, because there's a scene where he's shielding them because Sasha Calle is weak.
Oh, I love the fucking shield, dude.
And he doesn't say shit to them and gets to his bathroom and he's like cut up from like behind. And
you see the look that he was just looking at himself.
He was excited.
He was like excited, yeah.
He does at the very end too when he's about to crash his plane into the fucking thing. Also, every single scene with his tech is so nice. Like when the plane's dropping down from the hangar.
That feels a lot like Batman to me.
Yes.
Because like
they're in a bat cave that's not super high tech. It's legit just carved into like a fucking waterfall.
Yes. And it's like I love that universe and how they revisited that, because I don't know about you, I didn't watch the Michael Keaton Batman movies, so I didn't have like that sense of nostalgia. I didn't really care that much, but just seeing how he acts in that whole atmosphere, it got me hooked onto this version of Batman already without even seeing it.
Have you watched Birdman?
No, but I really need to watch that, because he's basically playing like a portrayal of himself, you know, like it's about him, like an actor like really famous in the 80s or some 90s, and
getting like a
really need to watch that one.
Yeah. Speaking more about Michael Keaton, I don't like this, and I've mentioned it multiple times. I don't like when they have to recall a movie and they use a line from the movie and just like the shit, like a really bad way, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree with that.
Saying the let's get nuts line in that like context was just so weird to me.
It was like
he's just standing on top of Supergirl and both the Flashes.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's standing on top of both the Flashes. And they're about to go get Supergirl from Russia. By the way, that was really weird. How is this Kryptonian locked up out of the sun by fucking Russians?
Oh, that's a Superman Red. You know what Superman Red Sun is? It's where it's a comic book. It's a pretty famous it's like What If comic book, where Superman accidentally lands not in
the US.
Kansas, but he lands in Soviet Russia, and then he becomes evil, like an evil version of Superman.
Oh, okay.
So they did that with Supergirl and like landed her in Russia, which I thought was fucking sick, because when I saw that I was like, why are they speaking? Oh shit, they're doing Red Sun kind of thing. I thought that was nice.
All right. I guess with that context, but again, she's still Supergirl, so that was really weird to see her just like be super weak, and then Barry, knowing the other version of Superman, was like, put her in the sun.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that, but apparently
it's solar power.
Yeah, apparently it's solar power, and also apparently that's what happened in the first one, in Man of Steel.
Yeah, he flies up into the sun. He does like the thing.
Yeah, so like. I was like, okay. But again, I didn't know any of that stuff. Like, I didn't know anything about Michael Keaton's Batman. So I think that they handled that stuff. The only thing that bothered me about the nostalgia in this was the fucking cameos, like we talked about, and then the one-liners.
Yes. That was the thing. The one-liners I could get over, though, because they were done really bad, but it was like I understood the point of it.
You get over it, and then, like, yeah.
Yes, it wasn't like they hung on and he kept saying it.
Or his character wasn't reduced to just, you want to get nuts, let's get nuts, and just talking in one line.
There's a scene where he again, he mentioned it, he's not Ben Affleck, he's not Christian Bale's Batman, he's not Robert Pattinson's Batman. He has like fucking really bad tech. He like battering hooks the guy, pulls him and like spin kicks him. I was like, yes.
Dude, like
that shit was nice.
If Andy Muschietti does this kind of action, oh my fucking God, I'm so in for it, because like the action in most Batman movies aren't great. You know, aside from the Batman that we just got, I really like that action, but the Dark Knight trilogy,
there's no way he's doing
bad
that.
action. Yeah, and like, I don't know, just and even in those movies, I saw a couple clips online of Michael Keaton's old Batman movies. He's very stiff. He fights very stiff. It's usually one.
He can't turn his. Yeah,
he can't turn his head. Yeah. And I was looking at that in the movie, and they kind of played into that a little bit, because like with everything he does, he kind of like moves his cape.
Spin kicks.
Yeah, the spin kick. Yeah. And then like there's a point in the movie where someone grabs him from behind, and instead of going like this, he's like just going like this, holding him from the back. I like how they handled Michael Keaton in this.
Now, the two things, I mentioned them earlier, the super suits. Almost every single one in this movie was nice.
Oh, yeah. It's practical, and I love it. I think Supergirl's, like the texture of it. It was different from Superman's, and it was vibrant, and it fit. You know, it didn't look like it was like...
a big clunky outfit.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. I really liked Supergirl in this movie.
Yes. I was going to mention this. Again, I also think Sasha Calle provides the best performance out of everybody in this movie.
Really?
I do. I don't know why. It's something about her over Ezra Miller. I think they were the two best. Michael Keaton is good too, but those are the two best ones. Ezra Miller is obviously a lot different because he's playing 3 characters. He's playing the younger Barry, Dark Flash. And then I just think Sasha Calle, because she had a limited screen time, but she had the best performance, in my opinion, with what she had.
I think her performance was actually not great.
Oh.
It was good. It was not great. Like line delivery.
Oh, I thought
on
it was.
certain stuff. But then again, she didn't like do a whole ass monologue.
Yeah.
So like you really couldn't tell that much.
The closest she got to like ranting was talking about what he did to Superman.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
There was a scene though that was like you mentioned, there was some really good shot stuff in this where she picks up Barry and flies into the lightning storm. Mm-hmm. That shit was done beautifully.
I love that scene.
The tone, the score for that, all of that shit was done well.
I mentioned a lot of comparisons to Back to the Future. Mm-hmm. And, you know, even with like Michael Keaton kind of acting like Doc Brown and like trying to figure out a way to get Barry his powers back, and they like have to get a lightning bolt to the bat kite or whatever the fuck it was and like shoot lightning, you know what I'm saying? It reminded me a lot of Back to the Future. One of my favorite parts of the movie was when he first goes back in time and he sees his younger self through the mirror, and that whole confrontation where it's like, oh shit, I hear my mom singing in the kitchen. And like it was like this eerie feeling like, oh fuck, we're not where we're supposed to be. Like we're in a different time where my mom is alive. That whole stuff with the two parents being happy and then, you know, Barry just eating spaghetti with his family. I was like, damn, bro. Like he's seeing his life. He's seeing how good his life could be. And like it really plays well into the story and like the story arc that he has to go through by the end of the movie, which now let's talk about the supermarket scene. That just makes it so much better that he has to make that decision to basically kill his mom. Mm-hmm. And that whole scene was acted really well and just written very well and just shot really well. I love that entire scene. It's like super slow and like they're just taking their time. There's not really a lot of music playing. Ezra Miller's acting really, really good. The best that I've ever seen, for them at least. And that whole scene is just fucking emotional as shit. And I teared up at a couple parts of this movie, but that one was like, fuck. That shit hit so hard. I don't know about you. Did it hit you?
Not really.
Really? Why?
Sorry, I was just really thrown off at that point.
At what?
That whole like big scene. But it was still, I could tell it was a really emotional scene because the people around me were sad. To me, it was just like I was being super critical of the movie, so I wasn't focused on that.
That was the best part of the movie.
I know. It was paced really well, and I'm glad that I could tell, like, I'm glad that I got the realization that the cans were on top as I was watching the fucking replay.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they did that too, because that was just really nice.
Because it doesn't show him putting the fucking cans up.
No, like it's implied.
Yeah.
And like I feel like everybody knew for a fact that like he was gonna do something because he looked up at the camera and then he looked back and then he, you know, it cuts to like the courthouse in present day after he goes back in time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole mom stuff. I love how she was portrayed in this movie. She's very, very, very good. So, like she actually has a character and like a purpose in this. Not just to die, but like she gives a whole speech to Barry, you know. Mm-hmm. I don't really remember what she says in the supermarket, but it was something super fucking important. And it definitely made me tear up, and it made the weight of Barry's decision. You know, he couldn't save his mom, but he could save his dad by just moving the cans. And that plays into what we see at the very end where it's George Clooney Batman. That being said, I don't know if there's anything like really else to talk about in this movie, but what do you want to see going in the future?
I would really like them to cast, if it's not DCU and MCU, Sasha Calle and something.
In something? Like,
yes.
you're talking about just in anything?
Anything.
Okay.
I think she could do very well in this.
She would be very good in, like, an action movie.
Yes. I think...
She's like not Ruby Rose. Who was the fucking girl that played Batwoman? The action star, not Batgirl, Batwoman, the CW TV show.
It's Ruby something, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it Ruby Rose? No, that's the fucking Twitter girl. Ruby something.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, with the short hair.
Yeah, the girl with tattoos. Yeah. She's in one of the John Wick movies.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah,
I can see her like that. You know, like an action star. I would like to see her too.
I could see her if we're going DC playing like Hot Girl.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so a lot of people are talking about, Sasha Kai is really good. And yes, she is. But a lot of people want her to be Supergirl in the DCU. No.
They're going more, if they're going more comic accurate, no. She's not going to be Supergirl.
You don't even have to go comic accurate. I just think that she already got like this
chance at Supergirl.
Yeah. And
it's
like,
not her fault that DCU ended, but
So like just reboot with a clean slate.
Yes, I think she should get a different project. I should rather see her in the MCU. It's a different thing.
Yeah, I can see that. I thought that her acting in this was okay. She didn't have that much lines, so I need to see her act more before I like actually want her in something. Right. As a fan cast.
Excited for the Andy Muschietti Batman even more now.
Oh yeah.
Yes, especially because of the Michael Keaton stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we didn't even talk about the first 10 minutes of the movie, right? It's a mixed bag because you have some really cool like Batman stuff, and then some microwave baby stuff.
Oh, and
right?
then Wonder Woman.
We got Wonder Woman. Yeah. That whole part, we'll talk about Wonder Woman right now, but that whole part felt like a Justice League cartoon. Like I was seeing all these characters, right? And it just felt like a Justice League cartoon or like a superhero cartoon that I would watch in the mornings before school. And that was really fun. The Wonder Woman, why the fuck does every single time Wonder Woman gets cameoed in a movie, it always has to start off with the super fucking loud in my ears. And then we understand it's Wonder Woman. You don't have to play that loud ass fucking music every single time she comes on screen. It was really, really fucking funny though, because I started laughing.
Well, Lasso of Truth,
but just the music every single time.
You know what? Actually,
you didn't see Shazam?
No, I didn't.
Okay, that happens.
She cameos in Shazam.
Yeah, but that happens like literally.
The loud ass music.
Yes, Shazam's talking, and then all you see is some boots, and then it's and it's the same thing in this. Okay, what were you gonna say? Lasso of Truth.
You know, I didn't know that was just a funny scene.
Oh, okay.
Especially because Ben Affleck's Batman.
You know, a lot of people didn't like that scene because they were like, "Why are they making Ben Affleck's Batman like
again?
this?
Go fuck yourself. The universe is over."
Yeah, it's fine, and plus, like, it's fine because it's not a Batman movie.
Yes,
it's a Flash movie.
I didn't know that Jeremy Irons was Alfred for Ben Affleck
the entire time.
Nope. I just looked at him. I looked at him in the movie. I was like, "Is that fucking Jeremy Irons?" Like,
did you watch Batman vs Superman? And
no, I didn't watch it. That's the one with the.
You should watch it.
How do you know her name?
Yeah. How do you know that name? How do you know Martha? Who's Martha? It's not great, but it is good. I feel like you would like that Batman too.
Is that the one with the Batman that shoots people?
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
Well, like once you see it in the context, if you can get past that part. Like, because he's an angry Batman in that movie, in that universe. He's an angry Batman who Robin got killed by Joker or the Riddler or something. And he, in turn, had to kill the Riddler because of that. And then he just went on this dark path. It's almost like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Stop pulling his punches?
Yeah, he stopped pulling his punches. Literally, because he, like, throws someone through a fucking floorboard in that movie.
Okay, I guess. But what were we talking about? How did we get to that point?
Because the Wonder Woman cameo and then Batman.
Yeah, it's just stupid because, like, if you're doing a full this is the end, essentially, stop fucking cameoing these people.
Like, I disagree.
I don't like bringing in that shit. Like, just...
I disagree. You have a chance to bring them back. So it's like,
yeah, well, I mean, cameoing
doesn't
Wonder Woman's third one.
Yeah, it doesn't affect the story, but it's a nice little touch.
It's just weird to me. Like,
why is it weird?
Because, again, it's the Flash movie, not...
Bro. Okay.
Star power.
Okay.
Ben Affleck.
I disagree.
Okay, and I just think like having Alfred tell the Flash where to go. That was cool. Hey, there's the wires and the water pipes in the bottom floor are breaking.
Okay, I just don't understand how you feel that way about Jeremy Irons, but not about Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
That's completely different.
Why? They're both cameos.
I know, but one of them is Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, who's cameoed in her third movie. That's not.
Who cares? Ezra Miller has been in cameos in Suicide Squad, the first one, Batman vs Superman in a.
How many movies does Ezra Miller have? That's the Flash.
One. What's your point?
It's just if you're gonna end this shit, stop bringing the people back.
But you have to because it's the universe. That's the universe we're in. That's the universe that the movie takes place in. So why not? It's not setting. The Wonder Woman cameo does not set up Wonder Woman 3.
I know.
And the Batman cameo with Ben Affleck doesn't set up the next Batman movie.
I don't know.
So like that's why I don't have a problem with it.
Do you think I'm more just like venting about how much I hate Snyderverse fans?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I already started reading comments and they're like, "Look at James Gunn bring these people back. He didn't fucking direct this movie, dumbass."
One that I like really wanted to see and like I know that would make sense in the story would be Henry Cavill's Superman.
Yeah.
If you had him in for like 2-3 minutes.
I mean, you could have had him in that scene where they're saving everybody.
Yeah, it's just like, that would have been perfect.
You're not seeing like where the building falls?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it made more sense for Superman just to fucking lift the building up?
Yeah, that would have been a perfect fucking like little send off because
you don't even have to show his face really.
Not really, no.
Just show the fucking likeness.
So like I don't know. I just that whole scene reminded me of like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I was like, that's great. I wish Superman was there though, because why the fuck have we not had a Superman? Like, I don't know. This is going on the whole like Walter Hamada, CEO of fucking Warner Brothers, doing dumb shit for this DC universe and stuff.
It's bothering me because we've never gotten to a point in a Justice League universe movie series where we get a fucking Martian Manhunter. Like, I just want to see that shit already. Can we like build enough of a?
Did you watch Snyder Cut?
Was he in it?
Yeah.
Okay, I never watched the Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
Again, I hate those motherfuckers so much that I'm not willing to watch it. I should probably watch it because I heard it's really good.
Look, Zack Snyder is a good director, and
I don't
makes good
not
stuff.
like him. Go fuck his fans though.
Yeah, no, his fans are really annoying. Like, super passionate about like, yo, sell it to Netflix, and like, yo, bring them back. First of all,
guys,
none of the actors want to come back.
Did you hear? They're coming back. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
You think Ben Affleck wants to do another Batman movie? That motherfucker looks stressed.
No, yeah. He's got a lot of problems.
Gal Gadot's already back in Fast and Furious.
What's funny though is that Ben Affleck said that he like found out how to play Batman finally in his final appearance. Well, maybe not final appearance, but like he finally figured it out. Well, he was talking about it.
Also, because it's unfair to him because he's an established Batman at that point.
Yeah, and he didn't have much room to like change his character.
Yeah, like in what Christian Bale's, he wasn't established.
Mm-hmm.
He had like this. His is from the start.
No.
Robert Pattinson is like
just
the first couple of years of being Batman.
Yeah.
But he got the unfortunate part of already being Batman for a while.
Yeah. I just wish like the first 10-15 minutes of the movie with all the Justice League characters really showed me the potential of what this universe could have been, and it made me kind of sad. That being said, the universe is dead now, so like we just have to move on. But I liked the 15 minutes that we got with the cameos and stuff, and the cameo at the end with the post-credit scene with Aquaman. Yeah, I thought that was fine too.
That was funny.
Because Aquaman and Barry have like that kind of friendship, and I was like, that's nice. Yeah, that's really it. It was just a joke at the end.
Okay, so I get why Henry Cavill didn't cameo, because he had the one of the worst falling outs with this like franchise. I felt so bad for Cyborg. Yeah,
because okay, so it's Flash and Aquaman have a good relationship like that. Flash and Cyborg in Justice League and the Snyder Cut, basically, those two are like best buds.
Yeah.
In the movie. So yeah, it does suck that Ray Fisher couldn't come back, and they didn't want him to come back as Cyborg. I liked him as Cyborg in the movie. Again, I feel like you should watch these just to see like what everybody's talking about, because there are a lot of problems with it in my opinion, but they're enjoyable movies to a certain point. Batman vs Superman I really did not like, but the ultimate cut, which is like 3 hours long, and it's an extended director's cut, which Zack Snyder does for every one of his fucking movies, like just Snyder release cut. That cut. Yeah, that's it. It's really a lot better than the original. Yeah. So I think the whole movie was a really good experience. I mean, I enjoyed it. It sucks that it didn't make any money, but it kind of just prompts.
How much does it have to make to break even?
Well, budget was 200.
Yes. And
you got to double that.
Double that for marketing. Right?
For marketing. So 400 is the break even point, and it's tracking to be around 400 million to 500 million. So they'll make some profit if anything, but not a lot.
So it made 100 and how much million?
For this weekend, it made 130 worldwide.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't think it'll make it all. You think it'll cap out at 400?
400.
It'll drop 50% at least next week.
Because there are people that like love this movie and like they want to rewatch it again. Like I'm one of those people that like do love this movie and I do want to rewatch it again. But that being said, I don't know how many more people are going to want to rewatch it, and like
I'm not.
Yeah, so I think you should.
That's just me. I kind of regret not watching Elemental too.
Yeah, I did want to talk about Elemental. What's coming out next week? Just No Hard Feelings?
No Hard Feelings and Asteroid City.
And Asteroid City, yeah.
Well, again, No Hard Feelings, Asteroid City.
Maybe. I'll probably watch both. I like Wes Anderson.
I do too.
So yeah, The Flash. You see a lot of potential with what could have been for the DCEU. It really sucks. Also, Ezra Miller's never going to be Flash again.
He's probably never going to be anything again.
Yeah. Feel like we should say Ezra Miller hasn't been charged with any crimes, so there's nothing on their record. It's just the stories that came out and all the troubles that he went through with grooming someone and starting a cult and shit like that. Apparently, some of those were fake stories, but a lot of them weren't. The robbery, the Hawaii
terrorizing
thing.
Hawaii for like a fucking month and a half is crazy.
Bro, Hawaii 5-0 need to get the fuck on their job because like
that dude was. Did you see the video of him? Like the camera pans, it's like Ezra Miller wanted for these crimes, and it turns back and he's just at a party.
Have you seen the behind the scenes video of the making of The Flash, where it's Ezra Miller basically going, "Hi, I'm Ezra Miller, and I'm criminally excited for The Flash," and like people have been saying saving that and putting it on Twitter for like the entirety of his little like controversial stint. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, there was a line that they had to have done in the reshoots, and I swear I don't know if Ezra Miller like signed off on it, but
was the mental health thing.
Yeah, the Justice League does not have a good mental health.
Yeah, I don't know.
Services.
There were a lot of parts that I felt like were reshot. The George Clooney part was easily reshot because like you saw his face change, and apparently news reports coming out saying that the original two post-credit scenes or like ending of the movie, there were two different ones. Yeah. One with Henry Cavill and Sasha Calle setting up Superman 2 or Man of Steel 2, and then there was another one that got cut that was setting up Batgirl because Michael Keaton. That's how Michael Keaton was supposed to come back for Batgirl, yeah. But that got canceled. So there was a lot of reshoots, a lot of different writers on this movie, a lot of different directors. That's why I'm super surprised that this movie even came out as good as it is, because the movie's been in production for 10 years. It got announced before the Flash TV show.
It's crazy. The Flash TV show had multiple seasons.
And the Flash TV show ended before the fucking movie came out, which is literally fucking like impossible.
It's so stupid not to have him at least cameoed.
Yeah, Grant Gustin should have cameoed. I don't even like the Flash TV show. I think it's not good. But even I knew, like, come on, that's something that you had to have done because their fan base is huge, right? Mm-hmm. So Grant Gustin, he's beloved. People want him to come back for the DCU.
I saw him fan casted in something.
What?
So they were fan casting the Hercules project for Marvel, and he's fan casted as Hermes. It'd be really funny because that's the Quickster.
Yeah. No. I fucking hate these fan castings where they're like so on the nose. Like people were fan casting.
He should be another fast guy.
People were fan casting Henry Cavill as Hyperion because
he's the
Superman. Yeah, I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. And then people were talking about, no, he should definitely play Captain Britain or Blue Marvel. Motherfucker, what in the MCU have you seen that makes you think that we're gonna get a storyline involving them? Like they're just literally putting a face to a character.
Just like a random character who had like 3 lines in a comic.
Yeah, and it's fucking stupid, man.
If Henry Cavill's coming to Marvel, guess what? He's gonna be one of them fucking main faces of Marvel.
Yeah.
He's not going there to be a one-off like superhero.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Anything else you want to talk about The Flash?
Nope. Honestly, don't know which one we're gonna review. Maybe both. Maybe one of them.
Maybe. I still kind of want to watch Elemental, so if I have time, I think I will watch Elemental.
Give it an out of the theater review.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I know. I can't remember. I think Jennifer watched it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she said it was pretty good.
I heard it was really good.
It got a cinema score of an 8. An A, I think.
Yeah.
I think The Flash got a B.
I believe it. Apparently, what do you call it? Elemental is like a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
But it's also an immigration story, so it has some depth to it. And I'm like, oh, that's
like fucking what's the mixed relationship type thing? Because they remember that. Oh yeah, you can't mix.
Yeah. So.
It is Pixar's like worst performing movie though so far.
Yeah, non-COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. The show that I listen to fucking John Campea. They always talk about like how Pixar has been losing money, and like they made a point. This is tangent, by the way. They made a point that Pixar kind of diminished their brand to like being straight to streaming. Ever since COVID, they put Turning Red to streaming. They put Luca straight to streaming. Soul straight to streaming. Onward was in theaters for like 2 weeks and then got put on Disney Plus. So like the majority of the people nowadays think that Pixar is just straight to streaming bullshit for kids, and that like Pixar's new strategy is to do sequels so that they can build that brand up again. That's why we're getting Toy Story 5. That's why we're getting Inside Out 2. And then Walt Disney is doing more sequels to Frozen and Zootopia and stuff like that. So we're going to get some sequels for a little bit. But that's what happens when you ask for fucking original movies. Why can't they do original movies? Why are they doing sequels to shit? And then you don't go see the original movies that they're putting out. Mm-hmm. And now we're getting fucking Toy Story 5.
That's why I like shit like No Hard Feelings and like
yeah, dude, No Hard Feelings.
Asteroid City.
Yeah, because like they're smaller movies, they're not gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah,
but like
I mean,
they're probably gonna be good.
They're gonna be good. One of these movies, I'm assuming Asteroid City will probably be an award winner in some type of fucking thing.
Yeah, I don't. That's a huge cast.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a fucking Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, something like
award
that.
winner, like or like fucking what's the other film festival? The really big one.
Sundance, maybe. I don't know.
Sundance. There's a Screen Actors Guild Awards, SAG Awards. It'll probably be there with fucking something.
Yeah.
It's you need to watch movies, and you can't complain. Oh, there's no original movie, and you don't fucking watch that movie that was made from a smaller studio. Like fucking at one point, A24 was like releasing small, like they weren't releasing wide releases for movies, and then one of their movies caught fire. They decided to release it wide, and it popped off. Fucking, I don't know if you remember, but Midsummer wasn't released wide at first.
Oh, it wasn't?
We weren't supposed to get it, and then we got it like a week after it came out.
But that also happened with Parasite.
Yeah,
Parasite started winning awards.
We didn't get it till after it already won.
Mm-hmm.
And like people watched it, and that shit was in theaters for like a month after it won.
Yeah.
You can't search for original movies and you just wait for them to hit streaming, or you wait for them to like 3 months out of it being out of theaters and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So we talked a lot about a lot during this episode. We talked about some movie news. We talked about The Flash, and again, I really enjoyed it. A lot of people really enjoyed it, and a lot of people didn't really enjoy it. It's mixed. I'm excited for the Batman Brave and the Bold movie. That's going to be pretty promising now that Andy Muschietti is confirmed to be directing. I'm excited for the DC reboot. Next week we have Asteroid City and No Hard Feelings, so we'll do a couple of reviews for that. Not huge movies, but good movies nonetheless. Ferris Bueller is in No Hard Feelings as like the dad who wants his son to like.
Oh, he's the who's the mom?
I don't know. Yeah,
it'd be funny if it was like Molly Ringwald or something.
Yeah, that would have been funny. And then after that we have not next episode, but the episode 20 is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So we have to watch those. Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
They're on Disney Plus now, though. I confirmed that. It was pretty.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So
I have to go search for those movies.
We will watch that, and after that, let's just do a quick, rundown of the schedule. After that, the next week we have Joyride and Insidious: The Red Door.
What's
Joyride's the all Asian like.
That's one where they go to China.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks fucking hilarious.
That one looks funny.
And then the next week after that, we have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Gotta watch those.
That's gonna be out, and then July 21st, episode I think that's 23, 22 or 23. We got the fucking double feature of Barbie and Oppenheimer. That's going to be a huge episode, so stay tuned for those. You guys do not want to miss that one because that's going to be really fun. I think I'm actually going to do my first double feature doing Barbie and Oppenheimer. If you were going to do that, what would you see first, Barbie or Oppenheimer?
I'm definitely going Oppenheimer first so I can catch it in like the 70 millimeter.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do Oppenheimer first, not because, I want to watch that movie first, but like I don't want to watch a super fun Barbie movie and then watch 3 hours of fucking a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just going to do it like that.
I'm going to watch Oppenheimer in 40X actually.
Yeah, okay. Okay. That would be hilarious. We should do that. That would be fucking funny.
We're strapped to the fucking rocket.
That would be fucking funny. A fucking 19 scientists come in and give us goggles. Hey, guys, cover yourself. This is going to be big. And then the fucking entire theater explodes.
You just hear shit go down, elevator starts rolling. No Russian.
Oh, fuck no, dude. Stop. You already made one really bad joke today.
I'll do it again right now.
And then the next week after that, we got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. That's going to be exciting. And Meg 2.
I've never watched the first Meg.
It's pretty fun, actually. Jason Statham fighting a fucking big ass shark. Oh, when does fucking Tommy Wiseau?
I'm pretty sure I can't check it without my phone, which is recording us right now.
Yeah, because I see right here it says
Big Shark.
The Room celebration is on June 27th.
Okay,
and that's not at our theater, but like it's like worldwide.
It's in July. It's in like the first week of July. I think it's July 6th.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be hopefully. Let's pray right now. Hopefully,
I'll be for sure if I'm still working there.
Hopefully, interviewing Tommy Wiseau, motherfucker. I want to see you interview Tommy Wiseau.
Listen, Tommy Wiseau, the fuck's up with your accent?
So yeah, we're hopefully gonna be reviewing The Room and Big Shark, and then maybe, just maybe, let's not jinx anything. We might be able to talk to Tommy Wiseau, infamous filmmaker.
Did I tell you that he's doing a double feature
of The Room and Big Shark?
The Room and Big Shark, but he's doing it in the weirdest way possible. So normally when you play a double feature, what do you do first?
I don't know.
The older one. Yeah, well, like just in general, like.
So he's doing Big Shark and then The Room.
Yeah, because
The Room is the more popular one.
That's where I'm assuming he thinks he's like people want to be here for fucking The Room, so I'm just gonna make them watch Big Shark and then watch The Room after.
Yeah.
You're fucking wrong. I'm here to watch that big ass shark.
I need to watch that Big Shark.
It's gotta be paper mache.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, we gotta have a lot of content coming for you guys. A lot of movie reviews, a lot of stuff to talk about. So if you guys don't want to miss any episodes coming out in the future, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're prioritizing YouTube now because they make the most money. Sorry to say, we're selling out. But we also are available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you guys just want to listen to it and take it on the go, listen to it in the gym, listen to it while you're cooking dinner or something, and you don't want to have to see our faces, then you can listen to us there on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Links are all going to be in the description. Anything else you want to say before we head out of here?
No. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, that is the best outro I've ever done, so I'm very proud. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and don't miss out on any future episodes. Love you. See you guys later.
Outro music now.